Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome to another episode of Do Not Relent. We're close to Wintervale when this comes out. It's Grippin' and Rippin' Season Part 2, baby! I'm Slidewhistle!
Tis I, Immunization, in Aaron's place of residence.
Yes, I may have cut him off on his previous iteration on that line there because I so absent-mindedly hit the mic mute button, but like a pregnant mama, we're talking for two over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't hear anything, so I didn't know what you meant by wiggle.
Well, also, I want it to be known that it is officially the darkest day of the year that we are recording on.
It certainly has felt it all day, but yes, I look out, and granted, we only have a string of fun ergonomic lights here, but it's very dark in our home.
Oh, I thought you guys were just feeling dark. You know, like I wore my eyeliner today. I was, trying to go full goth mode. It's like the winter thing. Oh, it's the 21st.
Replayed the entirety of Shadow the Hedgehog. Just feeling real dark.
Pulling the Glocks out. So yeah, this is weird. You guys are over there in one room, all packed together. What's it like in that room? How is Aaron wearing a shirt? I think that's the real question everybody wants to know.
Yes, but sweatshirt only, zip up only, because I was pulled out of the shower quickly today to deal with work troubles. So by the time Immune had shown up, I had yet to become a whole person. So I'm just sitting here. My teeth stank. My hair ain't brushed. Ain't wearing no shoes. It's great. Immune has a lovely haircut. I can tell him that because we're next to each other.
It's more so like a lack of having had my hairs cut, but thank you.
How about your haircut, Slide? What are you working with over there?
Oh, it's still herring around. So let's talk about WoW. What do you guys want to start with? Do you guys want to start with the trading post? You guys want to start with something else?
Well, Father Ian Hazuko has blessed us with a lot of good information, as he always does, as a longtime listener of our show. He knows we need content, and he knows when to give it to us.
Yes, he has unveiled a brand new 10.2.5 and beyond roadmap. And there's some really confusing stuff on there, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what part we want to talk about first, but I feel like we almost have to talk about how 10.2.6 is on there. First off, we didn't know that there was going to be a 0.6 patch. And then also, there's no information about it, only a banner with a skull and crossbones on it.
I'm almost worried about it. I'm almost like, guys, maybe we should stop thinking about it, because that's exactly what I would do if I wanted to get people excited about nothing and not have to show anything for it.
So you're saying that it is not that it is actually pirate themed and they lied, but that it is nothing themed and they just wanted to give us lip service and excitement for a nothing burger.
I don't know. Watch it be like, okay, everybody, island expeditions. You go back to Borealis and you sail a pirate ship to Borealis to do island expeditions. They're back. We're making a max level content.
I've actually seen a lot of people mention island expeditions in reference to whatever this could mean, and a lot of people are excited about it. I mean, it would be a letdown to me personally. I mean, I feel kind of whatever about island expeditions and kind of always have.
I don't know what Island Expeditions' legacy is in the modern era. We who actually played BFA was like, this is kind of mid, time to leave. But I do know people who use them for leveling or to get treasures. So I wonder if I were to type in ISL in the group finder, would there be actual islanders? Island boys?
I can't imagine there's many island boys, but there's maybe
there's only two of them.
Island boys, exactly. So maybe
and they're not procreating because if I remember correctly, they're in love with each other.
And so I was going to ask, if you guys knew this, in the current game, can you solo islands? But then I think you guys just clarified this for me. You don't need the 3 people anymore, but you can be the island boys and just have 2, obviously.
You know what? I really hadn't even thought. I hadn't put much thought into 10.2.6 because I was just like, whatever happens, happens. But the fact that you're like, oh, it could be an island revamp is actually very fair because while Mike Ibarra said there's no pirates, The Jolly Roger could just be ship-based activities, period.
I also, so the way that he, like, very quickly and aggressively said, no, pirates, makes me feel like there are going to be pirates, and it's going to be some kind of story patch that involves pirates.
Okay,
a pirate always lies, just like me, yarg.
Maybe I can see a little vision here, right? So you can see on the little list, Seeds of Renewal, 1025, Reclamation of Gilneas, right? We've already established that there's going to be a boat connection between Gilneas and Amirdrasel. There's boating. Maybe also the pirates that live in that area are going to come on by to this new harbor and try to rob some people and give us, like, what's Lady Ashvane's people? What are they called?
I believe they're the Ashvane family, correct?
Well, they had a name, an official name for, like, their group of pirates, but it was Ashvane something, I think, but I don't remember.
The cartel, maybe?
Maybe someone's going to swing by and try to rob us and blow us up or burn down another tree. I mean, they're still out there, right? They got boats.
We're going to put a hole in the Gilnean ships. Your captain, the ship already has holes in it. All our cannonballs are flying through all of the holes in their sails. Those ships really aren't seaworthy.
But I think you're onto something, though, because I feel like it's the most pirate thing ever to make an appearance when some new trade routes have appeared, and this is like after Belemeth has been revealed, and new routes. I say routes because, like, in the dock there are several ships that are going to be there.
Mark it down. That's our prediction. It's going to be pirates. Everybody else's prediction.
And when it's true, you have to give us all money at patreon.com/do-not-relent. Every single one of you. If we get this right and it's just pirates, but a different version than what everyone else told you, you gotta make us millionaires. Yarg.
We're doing one of those after this, and we're going to leave our open mics on and see what happens. We probably shouldn't do that.
I mean, I was like, are you poking fun? I didn't want to have to sync, like, okay, squeeze my hand if you're going to talk. So yes, Immune and I just have had the open mic on this whole time. I've edited out, so if there's any pizza sounds, the audience won't hear it.
Oh,
unless I leave one in.
I thought you were hitting the M button. So I was, it's working pretty well so far. Wouldn't you agree, listeners? Everyone clap if you agree. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Slidewhistle has taken the reins as the official Wendy Williams of the show here.
Oh, this reminds me. I did say on last week's episode of the Wendy Show that I was going to make a poll, and I forgot to make the poll about the upper deckers until I saw until Mitch posted and said, I saw an upper decker at a party 20 years ago.
Well, that's its own bit of piracy there. He saw it? Now Mitch needs to weigh in. Did you see the person drop the deuce in there? Did you flush and go, seems kind of brown, and then open it up and see the evidence?
Mitch, were you the one who did this? I mean, you could easily have seen it, like, after you did it.
I mean, I'm about to say after. I was saying, it's very difficult for me to see my poopies as they happen, because I'm usually aimed the other way, but I don't know. Mitch could be flexible.
Oh, yeah, so let us know that one, and don't worry, guys, I will update the poll so you other people can answer it as well. But thanks for the initiative, Mitch. Got this back on track. Other things coming in 10.25 Seeds of Renewal. What do we got? Dragon Isle epilogues. Okay, so we're getting story. Duh, I think we expected that, right?
I hope it's a good old-fashioned Dragonflight quest where it's like, go meet with Marithra. And then you do, and you watch a 30-second in-game cutscene, and then they said, that was the quest. Head out. Here's some flight stones.
So I probably assume it's just going to be all of the new aspects being like, yeah, we are powered up now. And then Vyranoth's like, yeah, I am the aspect of the storms, or whatever they want to call her.
I'm the hero of the storm.
People said that they've shut down the content, but that's painfully untrue. It's me, the final Heroes of the Storm character, Vyranoth, going out with a real whimper on this one. But that honestly could lead into 11.0, because she's like, I'm the storm. If only there were storm dwarves. And then Muradin sort of, he's got his hands behind his back and he's sort of towing the ground. And they said, Muradin, do you know about some storm dwarves? Yeah.
I heard of them.
They live in a big hole.
But yeah, then everything else that's listed as 10.2.5 is just what we've already talked about, like the follower dungeons, the Outland Cup.
I guess, yeah. And if you haven't seen the graphic, there are 3 patches, not counting the pirate patch, that are dropping before the War Within, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we have the 10.2.5 Seeds of Renewal patch. We have the Pirate 0.6 patch. We have Season 4 is listed as its own column. I don't know if that's going to be its own patch or if that's just going to drop without a patch. It doesn't really say. And then we have 10.2.7, which is also happening before War Within, and that's called Dark Heart is what it's listed as there.
They heard what you all did. They said, we are going to be summoning Nolbaron, the third boss of Darkheart Thicket, into the city square on all major cities, and you have to apologize to him. Because we know that none of you ran his thing. If you got Darkheart Thicket in a dungeon, we know you just left. Just because you didn't want to talk to Nubaron.
Justice for Nubaron.
Justice for Nubaron. Just talk to him. He's crazy. He's got big wings and he'll blow you into little eggs. Come on, just do the fight once.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That, okay, so it just lists as that we're getting Harbinger quests during this 0.7 patch. And all I know is that they've sort of said that Naifu is the Harbinger of the Void, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we're finally, potentially in that patch, getting closure on whatever she's been up to, and then maybe we'll finally understand what her and Eridikron have been up to at this point.
I guess, well, the only thing that's unfortunate is I feel like the game still has to deliver information that we, who keep up with the trades, know. So even if it's what has Naifu been up to? It will be the introduction of A, I'm here. B, remember the Nerubians? Now they're hot. So it's well, I guess, yeah, I get to see it in game, but I was at BlizzCon. I already know she yassified the Nerubians.
Or at least some of them. And then it also is saying we're getting a new holiday event, not a revamp, but a new one in 10.2.7. And that looks like it's in between spring and summer. So I don't know what holiday that could be.
I mean, it's got to be Arbor Day. I mean, we just made a new tree. Finally, they're just you know what? We lost a big tree for a little while, got a new one. We need to respect some of these trees more. Head on over to the ones we got, and I don't know, we'll give you a sticker. It's like the Animal Crossing sticker rally.
Yeah, because there's not many actual holidays, really. What even is during those months, June and July?
I mean, okay, so remember that data mining of new assets that I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but I think in host chat we discussed it. There was a bunch of rainbow shit. Do you guys think they're gonna have a Pride event?
Oh, yeah. I think they are. They totally are.
That's gotta be it. Which, oh my god, what do we have? We have 6 months. That's X amount of episodes until the shit absolutely hits the fan. If you thought having some gay characters in the game was bad enough, when a human commoner comes up to Master Race 88 and goes it's time to celebrate all loves. Come on down to Ogrimmar where there will be orcs smooching it up. They are going to flip.
I have a weird feeling that around Pride, if that does happen, that Proudmoore is about to be slammed. Because, I noticed people in trade chat a lot of people still ask, is this server still LGBTQ friendly? Is this server still the gay server? And I find myself asking, I'm why do people have to ask this question? Isn't every server like this? No! I was messing around with other servers, and I was oh my god, what are you other servers up to in trade chat?
No, because remember, I think it was at BlizzCon when the 3 of us were talking with Papa Cheese about, and then we also experienced it a little bit, I think in Classic, trade chat that we saw for a bit when we were doing that a little bit in the Wrath Classic. that like every other trade chat apparently is not like Proudmoore's.
Like, I was seeing, like, I don't even know how to just like the way more hardcore things being said, like, seriously, not just like for fun or for trolly. The worst it gets in Proudmoore is people just will like talk politics, which is like every server, but like it kind of fizzles out because someone brings up a Texas toast, like
yeah, and or like the people who come and they talk shit in the Proudmoore trade chat are like Trump Gunner 48. Like it's very clearly like you are either a parody or you're like you're just here for the keks.
Yeah,
we're like
all, so we're like
Extravios on Illidan will come in there and just be like, I actually don't think women deserve the right to read. Well, and it's like, oh my god, you're just on your RP character.
That when I was playing Classic, I saw it could just been a coincidence, but there was a lot of that in Teldrassil in the opening area I was in. Like, obviously, it was at the beginning of the game, like the servers were like brand new and popular or whatever. But like, people were literally saying things like that about like trans people, like out of pocket shit.
Yeah, like I logged in for the first time, and then like pretty much the second or third thing I saw was like somebody in trade chat saying like, "Yeah, we all agree here, gay people do not deserve the rights." And then I'm like, to what? And then they're like, to live.
You know, I feel like that you could find that on Proudmoore being said sarcastically, though.
Well, so this new event being Pride, I don't know if anyone remembered the Pretty Pink Princess, like Sailor Moon set that my Twitter friend showed us a couple months back. Do we think that that's going to be? I thought that was Love in the Air based, but I feel like that is that's very much Pride themed.
I feel,
although then they got to put it on a boy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's only powerful if it's on a big muscle orangutan looking man.
It's probably for Love is in the Air, but maybe both people can wear it. That'd be great.
But before we get like too far into like the war within part of this roadmap, I feel like we have to talk about.
Were you talking about Pride still?
We were, which I think is technically still 10.2.7, but like.
Well, I just mean that's certainly a war within.
I mean, it will be, I'm sure, but I feel like we have to talk about it because like I am like one of 4 Drainy players. You know, we're getting heritage armor in 10.2.7.
The fact that I was looking at this and I was like, all right, we're on things to talk about. I forgot. You will probably want to talk about that, yeah.
I don't know. Like, one of you two posted it, I think, on our Discord, which you can get to by going to donotrelenT.com.
Always be plugging.
That people have been saying that they want it to be like that set. It's kind of like, what is that from? Is that like from the original, like,
yeah, it's like
concept art?
Yeah, like TBC concept art. It's so before they were like Draenei are gold and jewels. They were like Draenei is just very clearly like
refugees, right?
Like Middle Eastern refugee inspired. So they had a lot of like rags and sort of loose hanging clothing. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that would have been the move in 2006. But sort of like, I think Vanderlyle posted it on the Discord. Now it's a lot of like grays and smooth purples and yellows. I don't know.
Yeah, I fully believe that the heritage armor will just be some kind of plated armor with like gold and purple and some crystals, probably.
It's whatever the guards at the Exodar are wearing. It's just Velen's like, I found an extra 5 sets of that. Have at it.
Maybe if they want to get frisky, they can make it some kind of version of what Velen wears. I don't know.
I would love. Ooh, okay. No, wait. No, but what is he? Is he traditionally in the red or is his more purple? I always forget. Like what
it's more like reddish, yellowish, orangish. He's got a very spicy outfit for a man of his distinction and age. Although I think it's just because he's purple, so they didn't want to put him in anything that's blue because it's like, well, it'll just blend in with all that is you.
The trolls are getting one too, but like I don't think any of us care about that.
It's just going to be straps. It's going to be... I was going to say the back piece that Vol'jin wears, but I don't know if we'll touch upon it because it's not technically the last
week of the month,
even though they have revealed it to us. But Vol'jin's backpack is coming in the trading post, so they probably wouldn't double up with that. But I imagine we're getting something similar. Voodoo, I say we as, hey, it's me. I have a troll specifically only for this purpose. He was power leveled 3 months ago, and he'll be logged in for 1 day come 10.2.5.
Yeah, so he will log in to claim that heritage armor and then never be seen again.
And just be done, yeah.
One and done. I was thinking about it. I was like, we could make horde characters. Because I'm like, what do I level anymore? I have everything, right? I pretty much have everything. I was like, do I make a horde character? And I was like looking at them and I was like, I couldn't do it. I can't do it. Making it like an alt in our guild feels weird. And then knowing that like we couldn't do anything. Not that we even do anything outside of raids or dungeons though. So like it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, we'd probably just dungeon with each other and like the one other horde guy on Proudmoore, and then that would be it. I don't know. I mean, God knows I've leveled like 13 of them at this point. I don't have anything against them. I just don't care. Like if it got to the point where it's like, okay, time to level up my troll hunter, I would just be like, what other things can I do with my life? Like at that point, I'd pick up like knitting, or I'd start exercising more before I'm like, oh boy, time to perfect all the horde guys.
I just feel like it'd be a lot of relearning everything. Like, the cities, and you know what I mean? Like, where the fuck's this at? Where the fuck is this thing? I know where everything is. Like, I mean, like, I guess in Veldraken it wouldn't matter, right? We're all both
yeah,
there,
that's the thing, is you can just start in, like, Oribos or something, and it's like, well, everything is the same there.
Oh,
so,
wait. Okay, you actually made it more appealing to me. Because you're right, I could just start in Oribos and just go to all of the main areas that are all connected. Or I could pay somebody.
I think with the current setup, I don't think you ever have to realistically step foot in a dirty horde city if you didn't want to.
Well, the worst is if you do Exile's Reach, and then you finish Exile's Reach, you do have to find Crow's Dormu in Orgrimmar. That is the only time you will ever have to set foot in that nasty orange city. But it's tough, and I can tell you, because I've had to do it a couple times. You pull up the map, you ask a guard, they just go, I don't know. She's in the Valley of Platitude. And it's like, what does that mean? He goes, I don't know.
It's next to the Valley of Honor. Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, it's by the bank. And then they're like, which one? I don't know.
That's my favorite horde slander, is us making fun of their banks. Because Stormwind has 2 banks, but I never engage with the other one. So in my head, I've just convinced myself there's only one bank.
I love my trips to the Dwarven District Bank. Sometimes I go out of my way and I'll just walk there. And there's always people just chilling in the alleyways. You guys ever notice that? There's people just chilling in alleyways.
Because I only ever go to the Trade District and the Withered District.
You gotta check it out. You gotta walk to Dwarven District. There's like, it almost feels like when you're walking in a city and there's a guy who's like wearing a trench coat and you think he's gonna offer you drugs. It's that kind of feeling sometimes when I'm walking there.
Yeah, so I actually was in the Dwarven District earlier this week for the first time in a long time, and it was because I do not have mage privilege, and I had to try to find the best way to get to Ironforge to start my Wintervale quests. And I was like, is this the fastest way? I'm like, do I really have to like take the tram? But then like on my 3rd time, I was like, no, I don't need to. I was like, okay, I have my Borealis ring, which still is not fixed, Ian. So I started using that and then taking the portal to Ironforge from Borealis.
The Borealis ring is you're like using it. You have to wait so long.
I know. I mean, but it's faster than like going to Stormwind, going to the Dwarven District, waiting for the tram.
That's fucked up when the Borealis ring is faster than the Stormwind tram. We gotta update that thing.
Yeah, we need high-speed rail. But yeah, have y'all gotten anything good from the Grinch this year?
No. I already have everything.
I mean, I don't yet. So like, so I got my Pepe thing, but I'm pretty sure that's just like a instant drop, right? Like the first time you do it, I think.
Yeah, you get the Pepe Slay, the first drop.
Okay, and then I also got, he is grabbing a snowbeard.
Wow, he's not even in the room right now? Okay, quick, steal something. Steal something right now. Oh, is he back? Is he back? Okay, don't steal anything.
Yeah,
Well, I've returned from my beer run, and I heard some rude things happening.
I don't know what you're talking about. We were not saying anything of the sort.
What?
Did you get the Pepe sled from killing the Grinch?
I did get the Pepe sled, and I got the holiday dragon armor.
What?
All from
you
literally,
got the armor?
Yeah, all from the literal first one. So I did it on Growl, and then Booty ATW, Randleman, Wigglestein, Gelbin 2, they were lining up to be like, let's get ready to kill this Christmas cretin. And then she was like, I actually don't know if we need to. Like, I guess I can earn old toys, but I'm like, damn, I got everything in one.
Do you have the Maze Endothermic Blaster?
No.
That's the one you want!
That's what I hope for every time.
Yeah, literally, that's my pony. Every single day, I go up to Great Father Winter and be like, is today the day? And then I fly there because I don't have the Dalaran portal. And I fly back and he goes, guess not. Enjoy wind-up gorilla.
What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean you don't have the Dalaran portal? What do you mean?
I never got it.
Why?
Can't you just buy it?
You just go pick it up. You just go there and you just grab it.
Well, you just go into Skolamance, right?
I don't remember. Whatever it was, I did it. I don't remember. It was so
You
easy.
have to go into Skolamance, and I am not flying my white ass all the way up to Eastern Western Plague Lands.
So you are just like Harry IRL, the leather worker who tries to bite my money. You say you have all the recipes, but you don't.
Well, because, I mean, when you're doing the roulette, sure, you can set Dalaran Crater, and people go, oh no, I'm going to follow my death. This stinks. But what's funnier than that? Tol Barad. Now, not only do they fall to their death, they have to eat shit and live in Tol Barad.
I feel like Ancient Dalaran is such a good teleport for getting up to that part of the area of the map, though.
It's the only, until they add one in Gilneas, it's the only way to get to Northern Eastern Kingdoms.
It's like such a solid way. Just go Red Skullomance. You Garlina has been craving the crater. I've read her diary. She's written about it.
The crater yearns for Growlina.
The wolves yearn for the hole.
Okay, but I think the only last interesting thing about this roadmap is potentially like dates of things, because they don't have any like month details here, but they like vaguely say like what season things are. And I think at a quick glance here, so like the pre-patch, it says like summer, but it's kind of positioned on like early summer potentially.
You need to let us know ASAP, Rocky, because I need to put my fucking time into work. Like I need to. Honestly, maybe I'll go for 2 weeks this time. I think I'm like fuck it, right? Let's go.
It's
gamers.
Crazy. It's crazy that you always take like a week off because you're such a serious gamer that you get to like, well, this will be now level 80 within like a day and a half. A day, and then it's just 6 days of power leveling or like power rep grinding at max level.
It's just there's something about that like first day when you don't sleep, and I got 3 bags of granola and I've been sitting for 18 hours and I've been trucking. I don't know, it's just fun going to bed at 4 a.m. being like, all right, I'll do it in the morning.
I remember, like, back, I think, when Legion dropped, and I think this is, like, when we were, like, living with Yab Yag, and I was playing on the laptop that I had to raid with last night, and...
Jesus
oh, Lord,
Christ.
It's that? I guess you said it was from 2015. Oh, my God.
Are you for real? Why didn't I know?
That's a little bit of perspective there, right? It came to me when, like... I was running, earlier in the day before raid, I was running a Dark Heart Thicket with Honors and Gronk to test to see, like, if my laptop could handle a dungeon even. It could. But then I was like, fuck, this is a Legion dungeon. I'm like, damn, I was literally on this laptop the first time I ran Dark Heart Thicket.
That laptop has seen 10 years almost of Dark Heart Thicket.
I mean, it hibernated for, like, probably the last 4 or 5 years.
It's like Illidan. It's like Illidan. Your computer's Illidan.
That's true. Earlier, he tried to go on the internet and it said it was chugging, but instead of 404, it was just a little purple man punching an orange guy in the face over and over. And he goes, "I'm a little busy."
Explains so much. We got to get you a new laptop because that's ridiculous. I
mean, we really don't, though, is the thing, because like times like this when I'm visiting like family back in Michigan is the only time I would really use it because I don't leave the house otherwise.
Wow.
That's like when I broke my laptop at BlizzCon and I looked at it, I was like, damn, real bummer. I don't really need a new one, but I wish I didn't have a broken old one. Huh.
You could always play WoW in a coffee shop. Go in a Starbucks.
The only public WoW I'll ever play is at the MSU chemistry building because that's where my girl was born.
It's a very good place to play WoW. Or at the MSU library at 3 a.m. when you're helping a homeless guy off cocaine get out of the building.
Or in the library when your ex-girlfriend says, "Oh my god, economics is so hard," and you have an art degree, so you're eating combos.
Yep. Yeah, that's about right.
But to reel us back in here, when do we think War Within will drop based on this information? Because pre-patch being early summer, pre-patch is like normally what, like a few weeks before the actual drop?
Okay, what is the latest date you can call summer? A week after that is what I'm going to say.
Isn't it September 21st? That's like the end.
September.
So that's why I think like
25th.
pre-patch will probably be August then, right? And
yeah, with an early September release date, which I feel like, because that sets them to their 2 years, but like not like a year and 10 months, year and 11 months. I feel like that was the same thing that Shadowlands to Dragonflight was.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me, and I think this basically just reaffirmed that in my brain. So, yeah, I think August, September is when War Within will be happening.
The Wall Within this summer.
Coming to SummerSlam, it's the War Within. Anduin doesn't look so good. Which, by the way, I do want to say, this was almost my top 2 to the week, but I have a different one, so I will. Anduin, the little Nendroid figure, is finally up for pre-order. Anyone interested, go to IGN or goodsmile.com. That's the actual distributor. Anduin, he's here. I actually don't know what he comes with, but surely some cool stuff. You have to buy it. I'm pressuring you into buying it so that maybe we can get other ones.
They're not even paying us for this.
It already worked once. I bought Sylvanas, and that's literally the only reason that Anduin is coming to you.
Oh, I see. So you're saying if we all buy Anduin, we'll all get a Pel Arbiter, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the upgrade from Anduin is. It'd probably be Thrall. Sorry,
well, General
everyone,
Hammond Clay, honestly. I think.
Take the hit on Thrall, because if we buy Thrall, they're like, oh my god, these guys are horny for Warcraft characters. General Hammond Clay, get him in here.
But realistically, then after that would be like, what, Jaina?
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one.
I don't know. All I know is it worked wonders for Overwatch. Yeah, Tracer came first. Yeah, Soldier 76. But they ended up getting like fucking Somber. And that was Overwatch 1 Somber
Aaron's
when
right.
she was a nobody.
If we get greedy, we can get ourselves a little Moozy action figure to throw out the wall when we're angry.
Well, Moozy feels more like an accessory, but you could get the grandmama. And then she comes with legs for standing and legs for walking slowly.
You got a big bull.
Okay, hear me out. Moozy merch. There's like a stress ball, right? That is just Moozy. Then there's also a bag of fruit snacks that are Moozy, so you can hashtag eat Moozy.
I was gonna say we gotta. Why is fruit snacks so good? You open the bag and they're just round ovals. No, nothing on them.
A Moozy felt lunch pail so that you can unzip the head and get your snacks from inside. So it's like you're cannibalizing Moozy.
If you don't know what we're talking about, hashtag eat Moozy.
If you don't remember our inside joke. You
know, at this point, I'm not sure that I even know what we're talking about.
Moozy! We're gonna eat Moozy, because fuck Moozy!
Well, fuck Moozy, and I hate Moozy, and I hate her grandmama, but
Is it a girl? Wait, was Moozy a girl? I thought it's a boy.
I don't. Shit. Did I misgender Moosey?
Oh.
I mean, wasn't Moosey just like an infant and like a little swaddled baby?
I believe she calls it her grandson. Not that she would know, because Moosey can't tell her, but that's not the point.
Anywhom, yeah, I don't remember why we want to eat her.
Because her grandma's
eat 'em.
Her grandma's annoying. The grandma wants to take care of Moosey, and we said, fuck Moosey, or throw in the river, or we'll eat him.
You know, I think it's all coming back to me now.
Fuck Moosey.
Speaking of coming back, we'll be back in a little bit. It's time for Growlina, because she wasn't in the last one.
Have you seen my Growlina?
Greetings and salutations all. Growlina back again for my yearly get out of work free card. I mean, lovely holiday greeting. I just want to thank everyone for listening to another year of Another Pod Do Not Relent. Our 5th year, in fact. I think the math checks out on that. Don't clock me if it isn't. I'm made to throw spells, not to throw numbers. Anywho, we just want to formally thank every single one of you for listening. And our holiday wish is just for all of you to have a wonderful end of 2023 and to enjoy the beginning of 2024. I think we're going to be doing some extra dragon business. I don't really know. There was a whole bit at the beginning of the episode about all of the various activities that are going to go on. Listen to that one again, and then skip back here after and just pretend that I wished you all a good, all of that. Anywhom, love y'all, and bye. Thanks, Growl. I was in such a good mood, but now it's time to dial it down. Let's talk about raid progression, or should we say, stoppage on the play.
Let's have Immune talk about it. Yeah, you should lead us in the raid talk, I think.
Yeah, what happened yesterday?
Well, what happened was that I was not there for the first 3/4 of the raid. I was out to dinner with a friend, and then that took a while to get back home. And then when I did get back home, I thought I would have like the last hour of raid, but then all of a sudden there was a WoW update, which took forever. And then when I was in, then I joined for maybe like the last like 4 or 5 pulls of like the night on Smolderon, and it seemed to me like there was a brand new hot strat that y'all have employed.
My favorite part about, so we were in the DMs and Immune was like, I'm really like thinking of joining in. And as he said it, for some reason, I thought he was like at his house and just having tea time and like he'd be back at his room soon. So I said out loud, like, we're doing great, but if only we had a panda with a gun. And someone went, yeah, that'd be great. I like pandas. And then Immune did not show hide or hair for an hour and 15 minutes later. So I was like, they just thought I was fucking doing nothing. I was just saying things.
Like, wow, Gross being extra weird today.
Like, what does that even mean?
So yeah, when I said that, I still had to leave the restaurant, and then it was like a 40-minute drive back, and then my computer fucking, as we just established earlier in this podcast, that laptop is almost a decade old, so it took forever to do anything. And also, when I first got there, the loading screen took forever after I was summoned, then I slowly phased into the room, and then I was the only thing I saw for a very long time. Lynn was like, do you want a Vantis rune? I'm like, sure. I mean, I can't see you. So you'll need
Where is it?
So you'll need to trade with me. So the first thing I saw in the arena was the trade screen where he was giving me a Vantis rune. And then slowly, one by one, everyone else phased in. Smolderon was actually the last thing to phase in. And then I realized I did not have DBM. So we just pulled, and I was like, oh, right, there's no countdown because I don't have DBM. So that happened. I didn't see any mechanics. The flame swirl tornadoes, didn't see them. I probably got hit by several of them.
You definitely did. Sounds a little dangerous. It was funny is that because you were there for as many pulls. When Lynn posted the pulls of like who was hit by the most things, I was hit by so many things, and I'm just very curious to know how many of them were when you joined, and I was trying to keep you alive through the flame waves.
Yeah, it made sense because Immune literally could not see on his computer. But I'd love, like, we'd be going into, the flame wave bit. I would see a circle appear under Immune, and immediately my man would get hit with a cocoon. I was like, I'm not even going to pretend oh, you got hit, I'll help you out. Just like, nope, you will get hit. Here you go.
I was like, it's
and
coming.
Then slowly the mechanics started appearing. By our last pull, I could see the tornadoes. I could see the magma geysers. But then whenever we got to the ring phase where he's like trying to suck our balls, then that just was too much for my computer. Like I started going at like no frames per second, and I was like, I just need to like hope that the area that I'm approaching does not have it's not covered in bad.
Such a bad fight to not be able to see anything on.
I was very proud. I think on the last pull I actually made it through one of those, although you probably cocooned me. I don't know if I got hit or not.
Oh, I was pumping you with healing. So you should be proud of me that you're alive.
So this is now, because we're talking, it's easy to not talk about Raid because no progression was made. But now I'm just asking, Lifeweaver to Lifeweaver, what is the thing where there's like a thin green line between you, the healer, and another person? Like, it's not like a channeled stream, but I saw like a thin green line, respect the sanitation workers, between you and me. And I was like, did he like put a boogie on me? And this is like the snot trail? What's going on here?
Basically, so it's one of my embellishments. It's called Verdant Conduit. So if you've ever seen this before, this will answer probably your confusion as well. So it's a thing that connects us, right? The green line. And it gives us versatility, both of us, based on how close or far we are to each other. So if we're far apart, you see that long line, we're getting less verse. If we come together, then obviously we just get a lot more verse.
Okay, so this is good to know. So I should, if I see that you stuck a booger on me, I should go and try and stick it back.
Well, the booger's already connected. It's like a big long booger that's already.
But we get the juice. The boogie juice is better if we're next to each other.
Yeah.
There is a benefit of me trying to put it on your back, like my friend Matthew.
Yeah, it's true. We go booger back to back, and I was gonna say that might be kind of hard because I'm in melee, but I have a new build with Mistweaver that's apparently the best build right now. And it involves no melee mechanics. I'm a ranged healer, which is also
shut
crazy.
The fuck up. The literal instant that I have given up life weaving forever, the world decides my life weaving was correct the whole time.
I don't know if they're going to keep it because you don't have to kick ever. And it feels kind of wrong.
I feel like Blizzard also doesn't want that to be a thing. I feel like they obviously want y'all to be melee healers because they give you guys melee mechanics. So I feel like they're probably going to adjust some things soon.
Yeah, because on Smolderon, so while I was hit by more things, it was because I wasn't a melee healer anymore. I was a ranged healer. So I was able to set out in range and do my shit, but I'm not used to playing a ranged character on that fight. I play a melee DPS in Feral. I play a melee healer usually in Mistweaver. So it's kind of crazy.
But, okay, what was the lowest poll we had, or y'all had?
15% before you
15?
and Gertie joined.
Wow. On the notes here, Immune wrote down 19, and even being there, I was like, we ain't get that guy to 19. We got him to 15? Yeesh.
15 was the poll right before Gertie joined, and then I was kind of like, oh, I see what's going to happen. I think it's going to actually end up being the thing where we do really, really good, but then we add some people, and then the damage skews just the tiniest a bit, and then everyone's thrown off a bit, as I think kind of what actually happened in the end.
I was also reading, though, that this is probably a fight that is harder for bigger groups because, like, the platform doesn't get any bigger, but, like, the more people you have, the more, like, geysers spawn.
That makes sense, because we actually got really good at the geysers, but we were really bad for a long time handling them not being in the middle.
But I feel like I don't know if we'll be able to, like, fully raid next week because of Christmas and all that, but I feel like the next time we seriously get a look at him, he'll go down, I think.
If we're able to get a skeleton crew in on, I think, the Wednesday is what people said, maybe. I think we actually could clear Smolderon with a small group because, small group, less damage needed, less geysers out.
But it's such a shame. It's not like N'Zoth where you can get a skeleton crew in there and then be like, oops, sorry, I beat it, goodbye. Even if we sneak in to beat Smolderon, then we're just going to have to beat Smolderon again at some point. Where's the fun in that?
You got to get that gear. Also, because killing Smolderon gives you 3 heroic vault slots. That's why I bug them. to make sure I get my 3.
And a bunch of really good trinkets that people are going to want drop from him, right?
Yes? Why don't I remember? Why am I blanking on the Smolderon trinket? Oh, yeah, that's Brand, right? Cataclysm Signet? Is it Smolderon?
I think, and then also that other one that takes away haste. Think.
Oh, this
it takes away my haste.
Ember Soul, I believe.
What the heckaroo?
Gives you like a million haste at first.
Whoa, wait, what? Oh, it gives you a bunch, and then it just siphons it. From
it gives you like a fuck ton, and then for 30 seconds you have like 500 missing.
All I know is I need a trinket. People out here are whooping my ass because the game refuses to give me a trinket. My shit is 430.
Oh, shit. What trinket is that?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Maybe it's is 430 really high?
It's got to be 450. It's not 450?
Or is it one from an old tier? I mean, like,
it's one from an old tier. It's a trinket off of the Fire and Shadow boss in Aberrus. And it's upgraded. It was upgraded then, but it's not upgraded now.
Too bad you can't wear all of your Pips badges.
I have 4, by the way. He's shown up 4 times.
It honestly might be, depending on the trinket. I'm currently looking up your armory to find out what it is. It might be worth it to go do a time rift, so you can
don't
get
blow
a 50.
me up.
I'm looking. Do you know how I go to my armory? Or I type in Deoxyribose WoW, and I'm the top result, and so then I just always go from there.
My favorite is whenever I try and look up the armory, it brings me to Armory, the character on Echo Isles.
That's exactly why I don't do that. Exactly why I don't do that.
I'm like, great. Anyway, search bar, Growlina.
If you type Growlina WoW, I'm sure you would get the same result. Okay, you're not wearing a 430. You're wearing a 437. And it's
so different.
But it is a Vessel of Searing Shadow, which I do believe is good for you because it increases your haste by 100 and you deal fire. It deals fire damage to you. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, which is not the thing that's killed me, but it has been. You know when you do recap and it gives you the last 4 things that hit you?
Uh-huh.
That's been on there a lot. So I'm like, am I killing myself? Like it's always like it'll be like. You took 4,000 damage from this mechanic, 5,000 damage from this mechanic, 32 from your trinket, and like 4,000 from something else. But I'm like, would I have lived if I didn't do that 32?
Maybe. I didn't realize it did that much. Dealing 1,609 damage to you over 30 seconds.
Yeah, so it's negligible, but I am technically on fire a lot of the time and being hurt.
Your weapon's enchanted. Okay, you got a Howling Rune. It shows runes in the armory. That's crazy, because those only last for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's only on me for the next 43 minutes.
That's weird.
What's that buff called when the Vantis Rune? I want to see if I can see that on you.
I mean, probably not. It probably shows the rune because, like, it's on a piece of gear you're wearing.
Does it show that I'm fashionable? It should be on my shirt.
No, it actually said unfashionable.
Aw, beans. It's just lying to me on the off-season.
You know what? Maybe it's time we make a really quick segment. We haven't done this one in a while. What have you guys been doing in WoW?
Shut the fuck up. I'm vetoing this.
Well, the thing is,
Okay.
I would entertain it, but a lot of what I'm doing in WoW is my
you don't have anything else.
TTBDMM.
Okay, so then I guess we'll just do top 2, bottom boot, medium moot then.
God, okay, fine. I'll allow it in the middle of the episode here.
Well, I don't even know if it's the middle.
middle.
It's 50 minutes. This could just be a little quick squeaker.
Or a long one. No, I think it's going to be a long one. I think we all got a lot to say during this. This is basically what I did in WoW. So it's kind of the same.
Okay, go on.
All right,
Slidewhistle.
Immune, start us off.
Okay, well, I have a bottom boot.
Boot.
It's literally been trying to attempt to play it on this laptop. I understand the struggles that people go through, and I hate it. It feels so bad, and I felt so like helpless, and I'm dying to mechanics I don't see, and that feels so bad.
After this, we're going to get some more drinks in us, eat some pizza, and I'm going to fire up the old 2012 iMac with the broken screen, and we'll see what I used to do Legion on.
Yes, yeah, you guys should run dungeons together on those. That'd be funny.
Weird enough, though, the dungeon was fine.
That is actually weird. Like, Dark Earth Thicket, I feel like, has a lot of particles, a lot of weird big swirls. Like, I guess because it's Legion, is that why it was fine?
Maybe. I mean, so then in addition to that, it's just been really annoying trying to, like, set everything up. Like, download add-ons, and then, like, my bars are all fucked, and the way that everything is showing was fucked, and, like, I didn't see half my bars. Things were off the screen. My, like, chat was, like, half off the screen. I'm like, how does that even happen?
The resolution, I think, because going from your monitor to your laptop, it doesn't know what to fucking do. It's like, it's too small.
So then I have a premonition that this bottom boot will also carry on to whenever I log back in onto my actual PC, because I'm sure the changes I've made here will fuck up something as well.
Ooh, that's a surprise. That's a problem for future you. Don't worry about that right now. That's not your problem.
Fair enough, but okay, Aaron, you can go next.
Oh boy, I'm leaning in now. Well, I'd have myself a top toot this week.
Oh, Tootie Toot. What is it?
It's that I have burst into the Mythic Plus scene in a major way. I have actually started some Mythic Pluses and some legitimate ones, some 10s, some 11s on Growlina, just to, build up her repertoire. And it's honestly been working because I think people have been seeing my 10s and 11s, and they've let me into 14s and 15s. And I'm actually getting some cred that way. But
I was progression. Like, it's hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is fun on Growlina. Who else can I do it on? So Booty ATW's been in some 8 and 9s. The newly DPS christened Wigglestein's been in some 2s and 3s. Good
time to be punching on Wigglestein.
Even fucking Randleman, who I did try and level up Firefighter a little bit, but I was like, Lady Panda, these animations are too similar. I already have one of these. I'm going to make him a big man panda. And I was like, big fat man shaman? There's no point. I'm just going to go back to my OG big fat man shaman. And even Randleman's been getting some 0s and 1s in there. I'm like, who are you people? I never mythic. And now I had to open up 4 vaults? Boo?
The season just feels so good that it feels like you could just bring whatever the hell you're comfortable on, and even things you're not comfortable on, and just go into these dungeons, and it feels so low commitment, low error. Like, it's great.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know what it is about this season, I feel like it's been pretty quick to, like, get an alt that is, like, freshly max level, like, somewhat caught up and into the dream. You get some good pieces from just random shit there, and then you can just get into current content pretty quickly, I feel.
Yeah, you can just kind of dive back in. I'm actually looking at Aaron's armory. It's still up. I'm looking at the dungeons you ran. Yeah, Wakecrest 14. You're only missing... What are you right now? What's your... Do you know your current rating? I can find it.
700 something. Because I got the achievement, not Conqueror, but like Hero, the first one you get.
Mm-hmm.
I did get that on Growlina, so like I've been putting in an amount of work.
I feel like we should like just do some 16s at some point, and then like you'll get Keystone Master from that, but then also like I feel like I know we talked about this a bit maybe last week. I feel like we really need to be making sure that like guildies get through some 16s just for like upgrades for either their crafted gear or just some other pieces with the aspect crests.
Yeah, the hard part is just pulling the people that don't like dungeons in. But I feel like with this season, like it's such a good time to do it.
Luckily, a lot of the people that are in my class that I know don't like to do mythics have just been winning all this shit anyways. Like the other day, I was like, what has Cass been up to? Girl has like straight 373s on all of her things. I was like, okay. I hope she's clicking greed on these items because I know she ain't needing them.
It's crazy because I feel like she's been doing like the best she's done in raid. She's been blasting. It's crazy.
Speaking of crazy,
wait. Speaking of crazy, before that, Aaron, I want to ask you. I can see people you've ran keys with too. It shows me that on the WoW Armory.
Huh.
Which
That's
dungeon?
Weird. On the Armory, it says that.
On the WoW Armory is actually very fleshed out with information. You can see a lot of things about somebody.
Did I sign off on them getting all this information from me?
Yeah, you signed it when you signed up for the game.
It shows what YouTube video you were watching in the background. What snacks? Were you naked?
Takes pics of you like every second, like check them. Okay, I'm gonna read to you a dungeon group of yours. Which dungeon was this? You ready? You were playing Growlina as DPS. Your fellow DPS were, I ain't gonna do it. Who's a mage? Buff Chad type, who's a warrior. Bunny Hopper, the Resto Druid, and Ryan Pete, the Night Elf Death Knight. Which dungeon were you in?
This strikes me as a 14 Waycrest.
You're very close because that's the next highest rating. You were in a Blackrock 10. Your Waycrest, of course, had Almandar, Suki, Eski, and Magno skin.
You know what? I do remember because I remember that. Never mind. I was about to say that Death Knight kept running into rocks, but that was a different one. On a different character, I had a Blackrock hold where this demon hunter, he kept demon hunt jumping into rocks on the stairs. And I was like, okay, 1, you didn't play this when you were a kid. 2, you ran into one. You're going to run into the next 4 or 5 of them. I remember getting really sassy on like a mythic 1.
Also, I feel like we are now cursed because Ahoy said Blackrock hold 1 time, and now we all cannot unsay it.
And we were there for the unveiling of it. Like we watched them pull the cloth off of it. Like we should know how to say it.
Thank you for highlighting my best tank, a bored high guy.
Anyway, my top 2 bottom boot medium mute is basically the same thing. It's the top 2, and it's basically what Aaron said. I think with who Aaron is playing, I think this is a pretty good season to give an official title to, like the season of misfit characters or something stupid like that, because we've been playing people who I never thought we'd be able to make work. Like I'm playing a priest, I'm playing a monk, a panda monk, and now I'm playing a rogue. And let me tell you, the rogue has also been so much fun.
Is he assassin?
So he is subtlety. I have a new rogue. I have 2 rogues now. They're gonna follow my priest train of thought, right? I have Aquaria, my night elf priest, who does my healing. And then I have Squirm, my void elf shadow priest, who only is allowed to do shadow priest. He can't heal because that's not okay. He's a crazy man. So for the rogues, I got Frigate, who's my pirate Kultiran, but I really don't like going stealth as him. So he's outlaw, which last time I checked, you didn't have to be stealth, but I haven't checked in a while. And now I have a new rogue, Justin Bieber, no special characters, who makes people mad both on and off the battleground fields. So my thought process is, if I'm going to be a rogue, and I want to just do PvP. This is my PvP character. So I have war mode on. I am doing battlegrounds with him. because I'm like, people are already on the lookout for rogues. Nobody fucking likes rogues. People beat the shit out of them all the time. I'm getting abused in these battlegrounds. But one day, when my rogue is a mean guy stabbing people, it's gonna make people so upset to be murdered by Justin Bieber, knowing that like the WoW fan base is like 48-year-old angry men who just hate anything popular. I've already gotten so many whispers from people, and I haven't done anything but just exist.
So what's your favorite shout out you've gotten from a fan?
I don't know. It's every time I hear the sound, I'm like, oh boy, I don't know what this is gonna be. So far I've just gotten a lot of just like, hi, Justin Bieber, ooh face, or like,
Do you think there's people who really think it's him? Like
No.
Justin Bieber plays this 19-year-old game in his free time?
No, I think it's just people. I think it's people just being funny. If people just being like weird, like in like a funny way. I've been taking screenshots.
You just sent this one in host chat, and this is the one that says like, hi, Justin Bieber, with like a uwu face, and this is sent from a priest named Helpless.
Okay, but note the timestamp, right? That was 2:15 today, right? Now here's one from 2:25. 10 minutes later. Does it say Aaron?
Diss track says, no one likes you. Damn.
This track, he's honestly though, he's just a Proudmoore troll. Like, he doesn't really do anything other than troll. But he was really set off by the name, and he was going crazy about it.
You know, I've seen him in trade chat because I've been working the tables, so I've been in trade chat a lot, trying to sell people cloth shit. And actually, my favorite thing lately is just saying like, just posting into the trade chat saying like, hey, does anyone need any cloth shit made? And then like a surprising amount of people have whispered me because like when I say it like that. But no, I've seen him trying to start shit in trade, like insulting people. I actually just last week saw somebody just immediately smack him down. They were like, they said something along the line of like, diss track. You think with a name like diss track, you would like be a little bit better.
Yeah, you'd bring the heat more.
Yeah, you'd bring the heat a little bit more, but like, you're just like a one-track wonder here. You say the same thing, and it's not funny, and it's not even mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was I responded to him, and I basically was trying to give him tips on how to be better at like at it. And he just like kept saying I was pathetic, and that was the only line he had. And I was like, dude, you gotta find like a different word. You can't just keep using the same one. It doesn't work. So like, I don't know. I don't think he really gets it, but I'm having a great time, even though like I'm getting like it's brutal gearing up a character in PvP because like I don't have anything. Like I don't have jack shit. So I'm trying to earn honor by winning fights or winning battlegrounds. But what happens? I come in with 400 health, and I'm facing orcs that have 1,200 health, and I'm just like, oh, so they're just gonna murder me, and they do. But I got trinks, I got weapons. Next up, I got to get my gear, and then I'm good to go. So if you guys want a PvP, let me know. I've already been fighting for war crates. It's happening again.
Well, maybe you can buy some gear by doing some RMT. And we're going to thank those who give us the RM to T. We're talking about our patrons. They include Command Sergeant Major Chizurla, fourth host of the Podcaster Monkey, Ahoy Vince, NSYNC / Drag Race, Azarin, Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hot Kick Puncher, Jerome, Satius and Soup, Adorno, Losing the Patient, Gershom, Big Papa Crispy's Big Mama, Calcus Crinkle, Santa's Void Elf, Ding-a-ling-a-ling, Wooly, Slidewhistle, Secret Stalker, hee 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 hee. Muv, Adaman, Ickis, Vanderlyle, Slidewhistle says,
Fuck Craig.
And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
We're out the door. We'll see you guys next week. Have a merry, happy winter veil. And if you want to send us anything, send on over to donotrelenpod@gmail.com. Email me personally at navarracoffin@gmail.com. What about you two? Where you at?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on the Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at thebigacheesy on twitters.com. I too have a Blue Sky link, but I don't remember what it is. Aaron last name, I don't know. Look up the DNR one, I'll be around. Speaking of DNR social media, you can find all of them at linktr.ee/do-not-relent. Think of a social media. We got it.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Dixmas.
Wow, why can't they say Christmas anymore? The woke scolds ruined DNR.
Get out of here, woke tier.
No, please, we gotta start saying Christmas again, not Dixmas.
And remember,
Another down. Do not relent.
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.